All right, everybody, we've got Mike Peterson here. If you have a question for him, please raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Could you just start with your overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't shoot it well enough. We take 11 more shots than they take, and we only turn the ball over 6 times, and we couldn't score. And I most of the shots that we took, I liked, but you can't miss as many of those shots as we missed and win a game. We scored 8 in the fourth quarter, and frankly, we had a lot of pretty good looks, and all game long, we had a lot of pretty good looks. We missed layups and open jumpers. Court really struggled tonight, and I liked her shots. How many times is she going to go 3 for 16? This wasn't just a court problem. You know what I mean? I know it's a cliche. It's a make or miss game and all that, but at some point, you need to make shots, and we just didn't tonight. And every player tried to generate good shots, and every player tried to make their shot, and we just didn't get that done tonight.
You, Carrie Thomas. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Question for you. What are you saying to the team to keep the team motivated?
Well, I thought in this little 4-game swing, I thought we played really well against Seattle. And then I thought we played well for a lot of the game against Vegas. I thought we played well for a lot of the game against Connecticut. I thought there were stretches tonight where we played well in spite of not shooting it well. So players are pretty resilient. If coaches don't lose their minds on them, players will usually bounce back. I've told them the same thing I tell them after every game. You got to understand process a little bit. You got to understand what you're trying to get done a little bit. At the end of the day, you're trying to win every game. Okay. It's a bottom line league. It's a bottom line sport. But, when we have an effort problem, then I'm going to start worrying. We haven't had an effort problem. Tonight, we didn't make enough shots.
Devontae Hughes, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. I was wondering, the ball movement looked pretty crisp in the first quarter, but pretty much faltered after each quarter. What's your take on ball movement and offensive actions as the game went on?
Yeah, I thought there were stretches, Devontae, where we had some problems with the ball sticking. You know what I mean? But I didn't think it was it moved in the first quarter and then it didn't. You know what I mean? I felt like it moved really good in the first quarter. And then it moved progressively, maybe a little less, but there were periods, frankly, the thing you can't do is just go, well, the shot didn't go in, so we didn't have enough ball movement. A lot of times we had really good ball movement and the shot just didn't go in. But I agree with you. There were periods of the game where the ball got really sticky, and we just can't play that way. The ball's got to have energy.
Spencer, back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a multi-part question.
I will have a multi-part answer then.
Fantastic. So obviously you have the Olympic break coming up after this.
Yeah.
As you reflect on the first half of the season, what would you say has been the team's biggest strength and its biggest weakness?
Yeah, I think the strength has been our players' resiliency in just dealing with all of the roster fluidity. You know what I mean? We've just had so many people in and out of the lineup, and our team's done a pretty good job of dealing with that. I also think our team's done a good job of battling. We weren't very good tonight, but for the most part, we've really battled. And for the most part, even when we haven't gotten wins, we've been competitive and we've played hard and we've played pretty well. Okay. And then, our biggest weakness is our defense. This is the first game in a long time that we've had an offensive problem. And actually our defense wasn't terrible tonight. We hold them to 41.5 and 29 from 3. And, we force them into 19 turnovers. That's pretty good, right? We just didn't make enough shots tonight. So our defense has got to get better. Not a secret. You ask me about it often, as you should, right? And so our defense has just got to get better for sure.
And Spencer, you'll have the last question. Go ahead.
Great. Obviously at halftime, or I guess not obviously, but at halftime, Tiffany said that she expects to be back in about 3 weeks, or to be recovered in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In the first game back from the Olympic break, do you expect that you'll have your initial starting five that you expected, at the start of the season with Kennedy and Tiffany?
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. That'd be great. I mean, if we can get a complete roster, right? And then actually practice with it, okay, that would be fabulous. Again, as you rightly pointed out in the pregame media availability, that 3-player perimeter is 4-1. Problem is we only had it 5 times. Love to have it, for what are there, 13 games left down the stretch, I guess, right? Yeah, we would love to have that for 13 games down the stretch and go win 80% of those games. Pretty good. 9-4 down the stretch would be pretty good. That'd, make a run at getting back into the playoff hunt, right? So I'm hopeful that that's what will happen. And that group with a training camp and kind of putting things together, that'd be good.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
I'm ready to go.
Hey, y'all, we've got Odyssey Sims here. If you have a question for her, please raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go.
Hey, Odyssey. As you reflect on the first half of the season, what would you say that has been the team's biggest strength and its biggest weakness?
Our biggest strength is running. I don't really see any weaknesses. We just got to continue to get better, put the pieces together.
Spencer, back to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned that you guys are still putting the pieces together. That's obviously understandable with the roster fluidity. But once you come back from the Olympic break, how do you kind of reach peak Atlanta Dream basketball?
We take a break, we take a step back. Everybody regroup, we come back, have a different mindset, and just a will to win.
Hey, and Spencer, you can follow up.
Fantastic. Last question from me. You're obviously 7 of 7 in the first half, playing great basketball. What was clicking for you in the first half?
Well, I'm just going with the flow of the game. I seen open shots, I was taking them, they was falling. I just had a rhythm and a flow. That's pretty much it.
All right. Thanks so much, Odyssey. All right. We've got Crystal Bradford here. If you have a question for her, please raise your hand. I'll call on you. And Edwin Powell, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Crystal, what is the mood and kind of the confidence level of the team right now?
I'm sorry?
The mood and the confidence level of the team right now.
Ready today. We just couldn't buy shots in the third and fourth quarter, but I do believe that we had confidence coming into this game. Our move was again togetherness, just trying to make that our foundation, being together. So it was there. We were together. I think they pulled away, they hit shots, and we kind of just didn't.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Hey, Crystal, when you reflect on the first half of the season, what would you say has been the team's biggest strength, and what's the thing you need to work on the most, heading into the second half?
Hey, Spence. Our biggest strength had just been energy and moving with pace. I think what we need to improve on, just kind of based off this game, I think our rebounding has been good all season. I thought the first couple of games, we thought that was going to be a big problem for us. And I think we've been good with rebounding. Today, we didn't do a good job rebounding, but some things we just need to work on is our defense, getting stops in the clutch, because I feel like our third and fourth quarter, sometimes we don't have that same energy or urgency that we should have, that we have in the first and second.
Spencer, go ahead.
Yeah, about a week ago, you mentioned, you hate losing, you don't know how to lose. Just what is your mindset after this game, given that it didn't turn out how you wanted, I'm sure?
Funny you bring that up. No, I'm learning. I'm learning when I when that happens, when we do lose, getting better because it's happening so often that each game I'm not able to pout, just see what I can do better. I think film is, I know when I used to lose and hate watching film, but now I just want to look and see, like, because I communicate so much in the game that that I want to see what went wrong. And I think I have an urgency to get to film when we lose. So I'm not as, I don't know. It sucks just as bad, but I think I don't want to say getting better at it, but that's for lack of a better term.
Don Stenson, go ahead.
Crystal, what are your plans during this break, both on and off the court?
I still want to keep my teammates in mind. I was thinking about how I don't want to just go without seeing them and then one game, then now practice and it's just like, I'm hoping that we could do a team bonding exercise. I'm going to be there to support Courtney in Vegas, most likely. It's just a few things, working on my game. I want to get in the game. We have like 14 days off, so I want to spend at least 6 to 7 of those days just working on my game, staying in shape. I think I'm a basketball player. Even with this break, I'm just reminding myself to be hungry, remain a basketball player. I don't really want to just be not a basketball player. I don't want that type of break.
Yakiri Thomas, go ahead.
Hi, Crystal. Can you just speak a little bit about the team's chemistry?
Of course, just like any other team, I think other personalities are more easy to adapt to. And I think I have people where I'm able to do certain things with and for, and other people I have to do with and for. So it's a decent balance as far as our like the personalities. You have a different balance with it. And I'm still just working on getting used to everybody. Like I am noticing these teams that we're playing, they've been with each other or they're just some form of vets. And I think we have so many free agents this year that you want to be in a rush to jail, but it's just not reality. So like I just said a minute ago, like even with our losses, I'm just trying to keep that togetherness. I think that's a role that I'm implementing and getting better with, because we're even talking about it. Like Courtney, Mo, like Tiana, like E, like we're all, what can we do to be more together? What can we do? So we are, of course, not giving up with these losses. We're trying to let it build us. Staying ready.
And Spencer, no, sorry, Crystal, go ahead.
No, I just said it's still a long season, and it's, nothing's over until it's over.
Sorry, Crystal. Spencer, go ahead. You'll have the last question.
Yeah, you're obviously a confident player and a confident person. So I just want to ask you for the second half of the season, what gives you the most confidence that you guys are going to turn things around?
I think I had a big role going into the starting lineup, but this is what we're ready for. It's always about the next man up. I know with Tip coming back, I will most likely be coming off the bench, being a spark and just bringing energy. So I just feel comfortable in whatever role that I'm put in, knowing that I need to do my job. And to do that for me, I need to remain hungry. I see players all the time just lose their hunger and they just, it's like they Space Jam, lose their talent. So it can happen to anybody. So I just want to make sure I stay hungry throughout the years, this year, every moment.
All right. Thank you so much, Stevie.
Thank you, guys.